Hello, ladies. I am just getting set up here. Hopefully we will see some people live today. As you jump on, just let me know if you are getting excited for the holidays. If you have any extra special plans this year. And yeah, just drop me a hi as you jump on so that I know you're here. Katie! Hi! I miss you. Why can I not do this here? Okay, well, it's not working. That's okay. Okay, I'm just gonna get started. So I am going to be talking today about how to prioritize and create calm quickly over the holidays. So my number one thing that I think we've probably all heard, sometimes we just need to be told again, is that we don't have to say yes to every invitation that we're given. We are perfectly allowed to say, no, sorry, I already have plans, or no, I'm busy that day. And you don't actually need to apologize. You are a grown-up, right? Like this is the thing is, as adults, we have gotten into this habit of feeling like just we are obligated, and we're not. You don't have to say yes. So anything that is going to add to your stress, anything that is going to make it so that you are rushing around, running around, and not enjoying the holidays with your family, isn't necessary. So practice saying no. And this can also be for not just for actual events and get-togethers, but you can also just say no to yourself for tasks. A lot of the time I find, especially when there's a little bit of extra stress added, some more busyness, it's really easy to get carried away with doing extra tasks, thinking that we need to have them done. And a lot of the times we don't. So things like, you know, if you sew some of your family's clothes when there's little things to be patched up or whatever, and you usually have your sewing stuff sitting out or sitting somewhere within reach, and you feel like, oh, I have to finish all of my sewing projects before we have guests over. No, just put them away. Take that stress off of yourself and make it one less thing that you have to have on your to-do list by a deadline. I'm not saying that it's bad to get your sewing done, but you know, if you are rushing and feeling that pressure, then choose no. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was, it's a very simple one, but it is to practice deep breathing, and to do it before you get overwhelmed. So do it a few times a day, you know, just do kind of like a morning, get some deep breathing in and get centered and calm. Do one in the middle of the day and get, you know, re-centered again when you've halfway through your day, you know, when you've been running around, especially right after lunch, after feeding kids. It's a really good time to just stop and take a few really deep breaths down into your belly. And if necessary, taking what I call adult timeouts. These are, they might sound kind of funny if you don't really stress too much like this, but if you need it, go sit in a closet where your kids can't find you and take your deep breaths there. My daughter's laughing at me in the background, but it's true and it helps. So if you need to do that, just to have a moment of peace, a moment of quiet where it's just for you, go and do that. Go hide in a closet, go hide in a different room, whatever, where they just won't expect to find you. And you can just take some really deep breaths. A tip that I have, yeah, a lot of moms complain though that they can't go to the bathroom alone, Katie. So that's why I say a closet. If you get interrupted in the bathroom a lot, and maybe not for you, Katie, because your kids are a little bit older, but for those of us with really young, with the babies and the toddlers, they like to come in when we are in the bathroom. So that's where I got my closet tip from. Hi, Kara. Drop a hi if you are actually on here other than Katie. I see like numbers are popping in and out, so I'm not sure if it's the same people, if people are struggling to have it load or something, or if it's just a lot of people coming and going, or what's going on. So awesome. Okay, we got Kara here too. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about, let's see, preventing your overwhelm. So taking me time first. And this is, I know, very difficult when you're a busy mom. And I take a lot of me time. And if you have been in my world at all for any length of time, you know this. I do a really early morning routine. I do self-care during that morning routine. I journal. I do gratitude and all sorts of things in my morning routine. But even 5 minutes helps. So, or even 2 minutes helps. If you can take even just a couple of minutes before your kids are up and be alone in the quiet without people needing a million things from you at once, it is so powerful, and it helps so much for you for maintaining your calm throughout the day. So, and the more you can get, the better. Katie, we should talk more about that, because it would definitely help. And the thing is when you are overwhelmed and when you feel like you don't have a minute to yourself and you can't take me time, the biggest, it's a misconception that taking that me time is going to take away from other time. And what actually happens is you take that me time and then you are more prepared for the rest of the day. And so you are more capable to hold more throughout your day, and you are better able to function when disaster strikes, and you are you're just ready for all of it. And so taking it first, especially before the kids are up, but if you can't do it at that time, and it might not be such a big deal for you, Katie, because I know you can walk away for a minute from your kids, right? But if you've got young kids that are always going to be underfoot while they're awake, get up before they do, even if it's just a few minutes. I encourage it to be longer, but if you're not a morning person, if you really don't want to even try to do a morning routine, just do a few minutes and have a few sips of your hot coffee or your tea or whatever, and do some deep breathing and just soak in that quiet. It is huge to have that quiet. So preventing your overwhelm that way, just doing that first, it actually will carry you throughout the day. It is so powerful. And for any of you that have done like a morning routine thing with me, or who were maybe in my morning coffee challenge before I even started this group, that group, I know it was like, so many of them were just like, holy, this is amazing. So if you ever have questions about any of that, morning routines are kind of my jam. I love the 5 a.m. time, as crazy as that sounds, especially because I was always a night owl. So, but 4:30, you're crazier than I am, girl. But in that morning time, don't just work. That's the key. You need to spend some time on yourself first. So, and it doesn't have to be long. Remember that. It's kind of like with anything. If you want to create a new habit, if it's exercise, 5 minutes, right? Just expect the smallest amount from yourself and just start there, and you will usually be able to build up from there, no problem. Or you'll be able to continue on without it being more difficult. Just once you start, it's easier. And then making sure that you are, this kind of goes back to my first point about saying no to some things. If you are prioritizing other people over your immediate family, you are going to have so much more stress. So the number one priority for you, especially around things like the holidays, is your immediate family. You need to make sure that you are spending quality time with your kids, with your partners. And if you can't do that because you've said yes to so many other things, you're going to be stressed. You're going to be overwhelmed. Book out time, even if it's just for relaxing, book out time over the holidays to just spend with your immediate family, to not worry about what everyone else is doing. And when somebody calls and says, hey, come over on this day at this time, and you've got that time booked in with your family, say, sorry, busy, or not sorry. You don't have to say sorry. I'm still fighting that habit, but you don't need to apologize. It's okay to just say, I'm busy that day. With deep breathing, I always specify down into your belly, because when people would tell me before to take deep breaths, I used to just take deep breaths into my chest. And what that actually did was raise my anxiety. So make sure that you are, Kitty, you're distracting me. Thank you. You're so sweet. So I always mention the breathing deep into your belly because of that. When you breathe into your chest, it actually just is, it's almost more like a panic attack. Even if you're taking deep breaths, yes, Kara, that is awesome. That's a really good way to word it. And I have the best intentions with it, but if I don't write it out ahead of time, I always end up saying sorry. And I know that that's not, I know that's not necessary. It's definitely still a habit. And it's something that I know that is really common as well. So you definitely don't need to say sorry. And that's awesome that you're saying it like that, Kara. So what was I? So breathing deeply all the way down into your gut is an entirely different kind of deep breathing. And so make sure that if you are doing deep breathing and you're trying to calm yourself with deep breathing, you are breathing all the way down into your belly and not just into your chest. And you will feel that difference like that. It is so much more powerful and effective to breathe deeply into your belly. So, and then my last tip that I kind of had about deep breathing, this one comes from my good friend, Heather. She is absolutely amazing. And some of you may not know, probably most of you do, but, I am ADHD and the H comes out a lot. So I get hyper, and I get totally get going. And so when I get excited, it's not even just when I'm stressed, but when I get excited, sometimes I get overexcited and then I'm I'm freaking out. So she actually taught me, when you're deep breathing, breathe out for longer than you breathe in. And that was a game changer for me as well. So I'm just throwing that out there in case you've never heard that. Just keep breathing out for longer than it is that you breathe in for. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to talk about, to prioritize and create calm around the holidays, is to do some, sorry, my dog distracted me this time. So a lot of us around the holidays, we're going to have people over. Maybe we don't usually have people over too often, or, we're going to have different people than we usually have. And so a lot of us get stressed with cleaning and with decluttering and trying to make our houses presentable, right, for guests. So I have a few fast cleaning and decluttering tips, and some of these, or even maybe all of them, but definitely some of them are things that I got from Dana K. White. She is Noni from A Slob Comes Clean, and I absolutely adore her stuff. So she talks about focusing on visibility first. And this is huge, because if you're anything like me, you decide you're going to clean your house, and so you go and organize your cleaning cupboard, or you go and rewash all of the linens or something ridiculous like that. And what you actually need to do is work on the things that are out and visible first. And that is, you know, one of her tips is that you start right at the front door where people walk in, and what they're going to see first. That's the area that you clean first, that you clear out and then clean first. Another thing that I really like to do, liked to do, I should say, this is very past tense. I don't feel the need to do this anymore. I've decluttered a lot, but one thing that I used to really like to do is just box up. If I had like a bunch of stuff lying around, just box it up and put it away. Just deal with it after the holidays. Don't add that to your stress. Things that you haven't dealt with that you've been meaning to deal with for months, don't put that in the last week before Christmas. Just put it away for now and deal with it later, and give yourself permission to just do that. Another one is, and this is, for some of you, this might be really silly. Again, this is, it just doesn't come naturally to everybody, and it didn't always come naturally to me. So this is why I talk about it. But if you're having guests over and you are like freaking out, I have to clean my whole house and everything is a disaster, focus on clutter first, because it's a lot easier to clean once the clutter is out of the way. So just clearing the extras out of the way, putting them again like in bags or boxes or whatever, and shoving them in a closet. It doesn't matter. Put them to the side for now, and then get started on the cleaning. One of my rules of thumb for cleaning is top to bottom. So if you're gonna dust, don't do that after you clean your floors. If your toilet and your sink are clean, your bathroom is gonna look a lot cleaner. Yeah, Kara, clutter was a huge part of my journey. So I know you're fairly new here. I won't explain it all again, but I had some like massive depression and overwhelm, anxiety, and all of these things. And the first thing that helped me to relieve some of that was to get rid of clutter. So I actually got really caught up with minimalism and simple living and stuff like that, which I absolutely still love. And I do still talk about sometimes. And yeah, clutter is especially if you're a visual person, having stuff lying around all over the place is just more things on your brain. So the less that you have on your brain, the better, right? It just helps you to stay calm. Awesome. So yeah. And so yeah, I always say like visual, or what is the most visible first? Sorry, let's go back there. So coming in the front door, what do you see first? Make sure that is what is cleaned up first, at least tidied. Making sure that your toilets and sinks are clean, just so that, you know, guests are using clean facilities, which is obviously important, and emptying your garbages right before everybody comes. If you've done those things, your house is likely presentable enough. And one of the things that is really, really common especially with moms, is we tend to freak out that our house needs to be perfect when people come over. And what that actually perpetuates is, you know, these other moms will come over and be absolutely ashamed of their own home because your house is so nice and so clean and so perfect. And then they'll go home and be ashamed to have anyone over. And then when somebody is coming over, they will freak out. They will feel like they need to do it all, etc. So it is, then I go for, yeah, there's a number of kids where you got to just draw the line. Hey, Katie. And so that just to say, you know, breathe a little bit, let some of it go. It's okay to not have your house be perfect. None of us have our houses perfect 24/7. And it is so important that we help each other by not setting the bar too high. So letting go of some of that not only helps you to calm down, but it will help to prevent your guests from feeling the same thing. And that's not to say that maybe some of them have better cleaning habits than you or whatever, but also keep in mind that we always judge ourselves harder than anyone else judges us. And so nobody expects your house to be perfect, and nobody expects it to be as clean as you do. So you're probably fine if you just do those key things. If you clear the clutter, if you clean the toilets and the sinks and you empty the garbages, maybe run a vacuum or whatever, right? You're fine. It's okay. And it's the whole point of it is not to show off your clean house. The whole point of it is to have fun and connect and be with the people that we love and care about. So that is, yeah. So aside from that, the only other thing today is for me to share my freebie, which some of you will already have, but not all of you. I added this in on the questions for joining the group, but my free 3 simple and powerful tips to help manage everyday stress. So if you are newer to the group, you will probably already have that from when you joined. If not, let me know. Just drop a stress down in the comments and I will get you a copy of that. If you were in the group before that hit the questions and you haven't seen it, same thing, just let me know. I'll make sure you get a copy. If you want any of the freebies from the last 4 days, let me know. There was the 12 days of kindness, 12 days of generosity, the okay, Kara, for sure. I think you might already have it. I think you would have it coming to you, or sorry, you would have it coming to you as soon as I get you set up in the system. Because you just joined. So, but I will make sure that you get it today. There was, what else did we have? 12 days of generosity. Oh, and then I did my 30 days of gratitude journal prompts and 30 days of regular journaling prompts. And then today is the 3 simple and powerful tips for stress. So yeah, let me know if you want any of those. Let me know if you're watching the replay for this. If you have any questions, make sure you tag me in them so that I come back and see it. I don't always see the comments. Facebook groups are weird for not always showing the notifications. So make sure you tag me. And also feel free. I'm just going to keep on saying this because I know that it's a misconception that, you come into a group and it's mainly just the owner of the group that's posting and you feel like, you just kind of watch what happens in the group. I really would like this to be a community. So everyone is welcome to post. It is mostly for work at home moms. So I don't want it to become just spammy or anything like that. So make sure that you stick to promoting on promotion day threads and things like that. But you are welcome to post about motherhood and about balancing it all. And oh, I don't know if I just cut out there. Questions that you might have, or if you just have a funny story to share, it is all welcome. Please share on the wall. It doesn't all have to be in things that I've posted. You are welcome to make your own posts at any time. And yeah, so again, just let me know if you want any of those freebies. I will make sure that you get them. And tomorrow, I cannot remember what I'm talking about right now. I have it written down. But I will see you tomorrow about the same time, and happy holidays if I don't see you again before Christmas. Have a great day, ladies.